Welcome back to my channel. My name is Omalade Adeyemi. I remain your fashion teacher and also your pattern drafter. Today's training is going to be how to cut and sew a A-shaped skirt. This is the skirt I'm putting on. This is the front. This is the way the front is a A-shaped skirt and A-shape also at the back. So this is the back. So this is the back. And this is the way they look at the bum part. So that is the training we are going to do today. This training is sectioned into 4 chapters. We are going to train you on how to draft the A-shaped skirt. You already know how to take the measurements. We are going to train you how to draft the pattern, how to cut the pattern, and how to cut it out on fabric, then how to sew the skirt. And our days of training, which we are going to give you new topics, is going to fall on Monday and Tuesday, while our flashback is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then our live chat is going to fall on weekend, which is Saturday and Sunday. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like us, share this training, comment. We want your observations. We need you to comment on the comment section. That is very important. Ask your question. Stay tuned to this channel. Hello, my name is Omalade Adeyemi. I'm the CEO of Lariche Designs. Today's lesson is going to be how to cut a long A-shape skirt pattern. How to cut A-shape long skirt pattern. So, stay tuned. And the first thing I'm going to, the instruments or the tools you're going to need for drafting this is the marker. Though, like I always said in my like I always say in my tutorials, that pencil is what you need to draft. So, but what I'm going to use is the marker so that you can see the pictures clearly. So we need a marker, we need a ruler, which is so compulsory, the paper, scissors. And before I move on, you notice I joined a paper tape. I have to join my paper so that it will be long enough for my length, because the length of the normal paper is usually 40. So my skirt length is more than 40. So I need to add to my paper. So that's by that. For today's lesson, the measurement parameters you're going to need is our skirt length, and my skirt length is 46. My long skirt length is 46, and my hip depth is 13. My knee line is 21. My skirt band is 34. Is 34. And my hip is 44. This is, mind you, skirt length is a long skirt length. So that is the measurement parameters you're going to need for this lesson. So let's begin. And the first thing I'm going to do today is to take my long skirt measurement, which is 46. I'm going to take the length now and mark out the length of my skirt. My length is 46. I'll mark it here. I'll mark it here and I'll mark it on the other side. I'll go on. Then I will rule it out. So now the next thing I'm going to do is, after taking the length, is to take the knee line. So I'm going to take the knee line, which my knee line is 21. My knee line is 21. So I'm going to take the knee line, which is 21 now. 21. Then I'll roll it out. So after that, the measurement I'm going to take is the hip depth. So I'm going to take my hip depth, which my hip depth here is 13. So I'm going to come to my paper and mark 13. Mark 13 on this side and on the other side. Then I'll roll it out. So after taking the hip depth line, the next thing I'm going to do is to come to my tape measure and divide 1.5 inch into 2 and share it in between my hip depth line like this. One here, one at the, one under, one here, one. So after that, like we always do in every over pattern, the first thing we are going to do next is, the next thing we are going to do is to divide our hip, which is 44. Is to divide our hip by 4. We are starting with the front. So divide our hip by 4 and minus 0.5 from it. So let's do that. So let's divide our hip. My hip is 44. Divide by 4 minus 0.5 for the front pattern. So my hip for the front is 10.5. So what I'm going to do is to come here and take 10.5 down to my knee line. Hold on, please hold on. In case you don't know, we have an online fashion institute. We are going to teach you full pattern drafting training. We are going to take you from the scratch, how to use your machine, to the climax. You're going to be the best designers in town. For more information, visit our website on www.larichedesigns.com. 10.5. So the next thing is to straight that out. So after that, the next measurement I'm going to take is my skirt band, which my skirt band here is 34. So I'm going to come to my calculator and divide 34 by 4 for the front part. For the front band, it's just the waist alone. We don't have that. There is no that for the front pattern. So it's just my skirt band divided by 4. So now come to my calculator. I've come to my calculator. What it gives me is 8.5. So I'll come to my paper and mark 8.5. So mark 8.5. So that is my skirt band. So the next thing I'm going to do should have been to come to my hip measurement and take my hip measurement, but I've done that already. This is the line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure what I have on the hip measurement, which is 10.5, and minus 1 inch from it for my knee measurement. So when it gets to the knee, it will be 9.5. So mark 9.5. So now I'm going to join my lines together. I'm going to join the hip to the skate band like this. I'll make sure my ruler covers the 3 lines, the 3 hip lines. Then take it to my skate band like that. Then from this 3rd line of the hip line to my knee measurements. So, and again I'll come to my skate band here at this front tip and bring down 1/2 inch for my band slanting to shape my band. So shape it like this. From here, take it up. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come to my knee line. I'll measure what I have on the knee line and take it down to the length of my skirt. And take it down to the length of my skirt, which is going to be this 9.5, 9.5, 9.5. Then I'll roll it up. I'll roll it down. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do, because it's A-shaped skirt, is not a straight long skirt, is to add what I want to use in spreading my skirt. You know, A-shape, it depends on how wide you want the down part to be. So what I'm going to use in spreading my A-shaped skirt is 5 inches. So I'm going to measure 5 inches from this point out. So from here, I'm going to measure 5 inches out like this. After that, the next thing I'm going to do is to connect these points, this 5 inch, to my knee part, to my knee line measurement, to this measurement I did here. So this is how I'm going to join it. So this is where the marker is always funny, because of not using the straight ruler, because I should have gotten the straight long ruler to help me out with this line. So thank God it did. So this is how you join it. So I connect this line, my 5 inches, the one I measured out, I connect it to my knee line. So this is all about the front part of my A-line skirt. So let me try and label that. So the last but not the least on that is to come here to give my skirt a good shaping at the end. So for the side, you notice this is the side pattern. This is the side that goes to the hip. So I'll come down here and measured 4 inches like this. I mean 1 inch like this. I'll take 1 inch and shape it in with my ruler. So I use this part of the ruler to shape it, so that I would not just have a straight shape for my skirt. So I'll come here and shape it out. So that is all about the front skirt pattern, the A-line front skirt. So let me try and label it so that you see what I've done. What I did here is 5 inches, 5 inches spreading. So this is my knee line. This is my hip depth. So this is my skate band, which is, I also label it as the hub so that I won't mix it up. So that is that about our A-line skirt. This is the front A-line skirt. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut the front pattern out. So I need to cut it out so that I'll be able to join paper to this part so as to draft the back pattern, because we need to join paper to this side, because we are going to do something that will make it extend to this part. So that is why we are cutting the paper. So watch the way I cut. I'm going to start from here. Don't worry, I'm going to write this back. Sure, I'm still going to cut it off. So the last thing is to chop off this. So this is the front. So after cutting the front, the next thing I did here is I joined my paper, because I will need to use this part. So I've joined the paper now. So let's start with the back. So the first thing I'm going to do is to draw out this length. Draw out this length so that it will affect the paper on the new paper I just joined. So that is that. So, and another thing I'm going to do before I continue with the measurement, is to draw this line. You know, I always said I will need this straight line. That was why I did it initially. So I would take this line down to the length of my paper. So after that, the next thing I will do is to continue with my calculation. What I'm going to do next is to take the hip measurement, because that was the first thing I always do after taking my lines. So the next thing is to come here and take the hip measure, which is 44. It will be 40 for the back. Hip measurement will be 44 divided by 4 plus 0.5, the one I deducted at the front, so I'm adding it back to the back. So for the back I have 11.5, so I'm going to take 11.5 down to my knee line from the upper paper to the knee line. So it's going to be 11.5. So I'm going to draw that out with the straight part of my ruler. So after that, I'm going to divide my skirt band into 4 and add my darts, which my skirt band is going to be is 34. So I'm going to divide 34 by 4 plus my dart, which is 1.25. So I have 9.75. That is 9 3/4. So I'm going to come here and mark 9.75, which is 9 3/4. Then I'm going to take the hip measurement I have here, which is 11.5, and minus 1 inch from it for my knee measurements. So my knee measurements will now be 10.5. So I'll mark 10.5. The next thing is for me to join my lines, which is from the hip to the band, then from the hip to the knee line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create my darts at the back. So I'll come here, take my measurement here, divide it into 2, and mark the midpoint like this. Then I'll come to the hip depth line, which is this. This is the hip depth line. So I take 3 inches up, which is this. Then I make this line, I'll straight it down. I'll make a straight line down to where this 3 inches is. Then come to my tape rule, divide my dart into 2, which is 1.25 into 2 like this, and share it in between the straight line. One here, one at the other hand. Then create my darts. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to create the bump contouring, the one at the back. So how I do that is 1.5. I take 1.5 down, starting from my hip depth line, 1.5 down, and also 5 inches down. Then from that 5 inches line, I take 1.5 in like this. Then I'll create my square shape, my triangle shape, sorry. And I create a triangle. So with that, then I shape my bum bum like this. Like this. So after that, I'm going to take this measurement from this part to the knee measurement. I'm going to take the measurement, whatsoever it gives me. I'm going to take it down to my main length, to the length of my skirt. So which this part should be 10.5. So I'm going to take 10.5 down like this. Like this. Then I come to my ruler and make that line. I'll make it straight down. Join the lines together. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I want to shape this part down to make it fit for my pieces. You know what we are doing is A shape skirt. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to come here, draw this line down, this line, draw it down to the knee line, draw it down to the knee line. Then I'll take it down also to the length of my skirts, like this. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll come down to this part of the back part. Then I'll come down by 1 inch. After that, I'll come here I'll come here to this part of my skirt, to this line, to the last line here. Then I'll spread it. It depends on what you want to use in spreading your skirt. You can spread it by 8, you can spread it by 10, you can spread it by 9, you can spread it by whatsoever you want to spread it. But make sure what you use in spreading this back is more than what we are going to use in spreading this side. If you remember, what I use in spreading the front is 5 inches. So definitely this side also is going to be 5 inches. But what we are going to use in spreading this part will be more than what we use in spreading, what we will use to spread that side. So now what I will use, or what I decide to use to spread my back, I think I should use 9 inches. Let me use 9 inches. Because it's A shape, I don't really want it to be that spread that much. So then I'll come here, connect this line to this line. What I'm trying to cancel is to let you know that is not the line we're talking about. That's not the real line. Which this is the real line. So after that, I'll come to this end of the skirt and come up by 1 inch just to shape that part, not to make the part to just be that. I don't like when I have a sharp hand. I like that curvy hand. So I'll just come there. I'll shape it like this. Then I'll come to this side of this skirt also, to the side, and also spread it by 5 inches, because what I use to spread the front is 5 inches. So I'm also using 5 inches to spread the back. So then I will join the line, this line, to the hip, to the knee line. This one is going to be at the knee line. So if you remember the knee line also, this side also, I also shaped it by 1 inch. Like I said, I don't really like a sharp end for my skirts. So that is all about my A-shaped skirt. So that is all. Let me label it. This is the knee line. This is the 1.5 inch I divided into 2. And this is my skirt band. This is the skirt band. So this is my dart. So what else? I spread this out by 5 inches. 5 inches spreading. So I use 9 inches to spread this. So on this part, I come down by 1 inch. 1 inch down. So what else? What else did I do? What else did I do? What else did I do? This part, I come. So on this part, I come down by 1.5 inch. And if you can remember this part, I did 5 inches down. Then here, from this part to this part, I come down by 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch down. So I think that is that about my skirt. So that is that about my skirt. Thank you. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut my skirt. To cut my A-shaped skirt. Let me note it that it's A-shaped skirt. This is the back piece. So it's A line. You can call it A line, you can call it A shape. Skirt. Skirt. So the next thing I want to do is to cut it out. So look carefully the way I cut. I started from the straight line at the back. Then I want to cut out my bum part. So this is the front part. This is the back part. You see the spreading. You've seen the spreading. Thanks for watching every of our videos. We would like you to subscribe. Please, we need you to subscribe to this channel. Share, like, and don't forget to comment on the comment sections. We need your comments. We need your observations. We need you to ask questions on each topics of our videos.